Guys, we're back. We are uncensored and unedited as always with another episode of WWE SuperCard. Now, the main thing I want to talk about today is the upcoming update. But just before we actually do that, you may remember my second to last video was the Diva Ladder reward, which was Brie Bella, which, well, wasn't a pro, it was at least a second legendary Diva, so I had a chance of getting a Diva. Now, at some point in that week or so that I wasn't uploading, I did win King of the Ring, and this happened.
This is what pay-per-view's all about, because you never know! God, take a chill pill. No, wait, it's a mark-out moment! Oh, mark it out, bro!
Pretty much summed up my reaction upon getting that card. Really happy to get it. There's no other real words that can actually cover that one. Hopefully that little bit there kind of got across my mood at that point in time. But I'm going to play a bit of exhibition while talking about the update. Now, they released a video 2 or 3 days ago, I think it was now, saying that in the next update they're significantly increasing the speed of exhibition games. Now, if I remember, I'll either put a link in the description to that video if you've not seen it, or put an annotation on the screen somewhere now. Now, they didn't mention whether it's going to affect like Road to Glory games, which you would hope it would, and the same goes obviously for Ring Domination. You would hope it would, but obviously no guarantee. This is Cat Daddy, so I have to wait and see on those 2 modes. But there are both pros and cons to this. Now, the first thing that comes to mind is basically exhibition just as a standalone mode. If you're grinding for energy now, it's going to be so much quicker. The average game time currently in Season 2 is about 45 seconds from start to finish, which is kind of weird, seeing as the average time you could get it down to, or the quickest time you could get it down to in Season 1 at least, was about 30 seconds. So a 15-second increase for Season 2 was, annoyed a lot of people from ever since the start. Now, they've obviously, judging by the video, they've had this for a while. Quite why they've not updated it, or why they didn't just throw it in right from the beginning, I don't know. But it looks like you can get the game time down to about 20 seconds. Now, for energy grinds, or, well, not just and obviously training cards up, is going to be great. And you've also got the added bonus of getting to ladder rewards a hell of a lot quicker. So you've got some really good positives in there, and you can't really argue with any of them. Ladder rewards, so you get better cards quicker, training up your cards quicker, energy for King of the Ring quicker. There's no downsides until you actually start thinking about PCC. Now, it's probably not really going to affect the, let's say, PCC regulars, those that are used to grinding for longer hours, because, well, it's going to be a case of, let's say you need, because I'm going to use easy numbers here, these are not obviously real PCC numbers, but let's say you need 10k to get to whatever position you want to get to in PCC. If the game time has been chopped from around 45 seconds to around 20 seconds, then logic dictates you can do twice as many games, and everyone's going to be able to do twice as many games, so that 10k target is going to jump to, let's say, 20k, which, that's great, that's all well and good. The grinding time obviously is going to be pretty much the same. You're not going to have to grind any extra, in theory. The problem that people are going to run into here, and I'm almost certain this is why Cat Daddy have done this. Now, whether it's they done it on purpose to lengthen the game out and then shorten it, I don't know. But the simple point is, this is going to make them a lot more money on PCC. There are a lot of people who just run titles in PCC rather than obviously doing the long grind. And if you had to use titles all the way to get to 10k, then that 10k has now become 20k with twice as many games having to be played. So if you spent, let's say, one entire enormous pack on a PC. I really can't bother at the moment to work out the exact amount, but let's say you go through an entire enormous pack on a PCC to get to wherever you want because you don't have the time to grind for free the whole weekend. Well, obviously that by default becomes 2 enormous packs, which is a hell of an outlay for a PCC. It's as simple as that. That's kind of like old school Survivor and WrestleMania PCCs, more particularly Survivor, but this is going to be an astronomical amount of money. You cannot warrant paying that for a PCC card, especially when potentially you've got fusions, potentially you've got a new tier on the way in probably inside 6 weeks, I'd say. I mean, we're currently the 5th of October. I would expect Survivor tier to arrive, unsurprisingly, around Survivor Series, so some point early to mid-November as a fair bet. I know fusions have been mentioned as a reason for them giving away like Epic Stardust and giving away a very, very strong legendary card in Cena in the ring domination at the weekend. But fusions, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I mean, I don't really want. The only way I'd be happy with fusions is if they left it as a way you cannot speed them up. You have to wait out the full amount of time, and there's no way to speed them up whatsoever. I think that would work, and I think everyone that's against fusions would probably be fairly happy with that. The reason I don't really see fusions coming quite yet is mainly because I'm expecting a new tier instead. As I say, Survivor tier, there's no sense in them bringing fusions and then doing a new tier right after, because that'd be pretty pointless. So as I say, expecting a new tier around them. But back to the point about the length and time, obviously, about playing games, it's a good thing overall, but for PCC, if you're not used to playing without titles, then it's probably going to cost you, well, double. It's as simple as that. Road to Glory, it's not really going to make a massive amount of difference. The match time will be quicker, obviously, but fucking enhancement limit. Yeah, obviously I don't know what I was talking about. Something. The match time will be the same in Road to Glory, but let's level up Miz. But you're still gonna have to wait. Was it 15 minutes or whatever it is for bouts? So you save a little bit of time going through the matches if the speed update works in Road to Glory. And the same kind of thing with obviously ring domination. You're going to be waiting for bouts, so there's not a massive amount of benefit for those two modes. Don't know why I'm clicking there. The main thing is going to be PCC. Now, as for when this is going to come out, due to my thoughts being that this is mainly going to be hey, we can get a hell of a lot more money out of PCC if we speed everything up, then my thoughts are quite simple. It's going to come out before the next PCC, which this weekend is going to be Road to Glory. Next weekend is going to be Ring Domination. The weekend after that is going to be PCC. So I don't see the update coming this week or next week. It's probably the week after. Wednesday seems to be a favourite day of theirs for updates. So I would assume it's going to be the Wednesday before PCC. They might bring it a little bit earlier just to make sure that they don't completely fuck it up. Because, although to be fair, we are probably due a PCC that doesn't work for half of it, and then they have to extend it by like 15 days just because they don't work weekends, and it's error after error after error, but never mind. Yes, I'm still doing Season 1 King of the Ring. I'm still trying to pro WrestleMania page for no reason whatsoever. We still have no energy, we still have no boosts, and I don't play Exhibition at all for Season 1 because it's a complete waste of time. But I just regularly do them just for, well, food that I don't need at all, really, to be honest. It is literally now just trying to get that WrestleMania page, because it's the only page card from Season 1 I didn't actually get to pro. This King of the Ring here, the unbeaten streak did come to an end when I was asleep, which was Darkside Phil. To be fair, I woke up like 1 minute after the match had started, and after being awake up and down all night, as you can see, I fell asleep and I woke up at exactly the wrong time. This match would have won the first match, and I would have won the second match. Would have lost there, but clearly would have won that match and power. So possibly would have won the fifth match. So it would have been either 3-2 or 4-1 win if I had been energized. But it's completely irrelevant anyway. 51-0 means nothing. You get nothing extra for winning it at all. And this is what it looks like at the moment. 39-1, 37-3. So should get top spot. And should be Big Higgs in the semi-finals. And yeah, I mean, whether the update brings anything other than the speed update remains to be seen. I would assume that it'll come with the usual, hey, bug fixes and things like this, which I'm pretty sure is just a standard that they write down for every single update, because every update seems to bring new bugs. Not that they replace the old bugs, just new bugs, more bugs. Maybe it'd be a better way of putting that. So yeah, I mean, I love the fact that it's going to be dropped down to like 20 seconds, whether it is for exhibition games. PCC is going to be a lot more interesting now, because point totals are going to be twice as high. You're going to have to grind for the same amount of time. So, and I think a lot of people are going to get confused just based on the fact that it's going to be like, oh, we need twice as many points, but the games last half the amount of time. You'll be grinding for the same amount. If you could grind for 2 hours a day before to get to whatever position you wanted, then logically you still just have to grind for 2 hours a day. Obviously, it remains to be seen. If that's the case, you may get more people just panic buying titles because they're thinking everyone can play twice as much, so they have to do this, and therefore maybe the scores will go a little bit higher. But if the PCC is anything like the Ryback and Owens one, which for the life of me I do know why Ryback won, but his rewards were stacked on the undercard, login rewards and everything else. But that notwithstanding, it was a really easy PCC, and I want to say probably the easiest PCC that this game has ever had out of season 1 and 2. It was really dead, really dead. It was absolutely ridiculous. Now, I don't know also if they've decided, hey, let's release the speed update now, because then it's going to look like twice as many games been played for whatever the next one is, which I'm assuming it's either going to be Rollins and Kane or Reigns and Wyatt. Nothing else would make sense, really. It really depends what they do with RTG. We are surely due a speed, or at least a speed guy, if not a speed and charisma guy. And Rollins certainly fits that, because he's the fastest card, or at least the fastest legendary card anyway. I'm not sure about the other tiers. So he would make sense, especially as we just had the Intercontinental title on Ryback in the last event card. But this is Cat Daddy, so you never know. They could just do Reigns and Wyatt and say Rollins and Kane for the PCC. I really don't think they will. I'm expecting Rollins as the Road to Glory card. Then obviously Ring Domination, PCC can roll around the time of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And then it'll be Reigns and Wyatt, which hopefully Wyatt will win, but I will go on record now as saying they will stack Reigns undercard if that is the matchup that they go with. And therefore Reigns will win, much like Ryback won, we'll see, against Kevin Owens. I'm going to play one more game and then we will wrap this up, because I've been rambling on for a fair bit longer than I wanted to. And I could go back actually and watch this video afterwards and count how many games I've actually been able to play. I mean, by the time this one's finished, it'll be about a 15-minute video. And I'm really not convinced that I've played 15. I know I've not played 15 games in that time, because obviously I've been doing other bits and talking about other stuff and blah blah blah. But it's such a grind. The sooner they get that update out, the better, as far as I'm concerned. And hopefully we can pull something decent to end the video here. We probably won't. We'll go for a rare enhancement and a common John Cena. We've got an uncommon Rock and an uncommon Miz. Wow, that's Yeah, that's something. So yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. As I say, I'm away for a couple of days after you watch this one, so I probably won't get a Road to Glory preview up, but I will get a Road to Glory video up at some point, and then from the weekend onwards we then should be back to like every day, every other day videos, something like that. So I will catch you guys later.